Well, what it means is that when Atletico de Madrid scored the first goal from the 25th minute onwards, Alex Baena slowed down a bit and didn't press as much in the opposition half, and more or less retreated into a low mid-block. In this way, Barcelona gradually took control of the game, and of course, good old Pedri took control of the game. I missed Pedri so much. As you know, Rafinha usually plays inside this square. Lewandowski would occupy this other one, and of course, good old Dani Olmo would play in this right-hand square. So Minjamal and Alejandro Valde would create width on the left wing. This is nothing new under the sun. What was new, family, was that we hadn't seen a Barca team so cohesive from the 25th minute until practically the end of the first half in a long time. This reminded me more of Hansi Flick's first year than any of the games this season. And it was thanks to this. Since Barcelona kept playing and playing from the 25th minute onwards, what happens is that naturally all the Barcelona players are closer together. And in this way, if, for example, they lose the ball, you can automatically see how many players are close to the Atletico de Madrid player in possession. In other words, if we use the Voronoi diagrams, that is, we analyze the areas of the pitch that Barcelona dominates in red and those that Atletico de Madrid dominate in blue, you can see how Barcelona dominates most of the pitch. And they can also press the player in possession very effectively. Look how many players are surrounding the Atletico de Madrid player in possession. In this example, it would be Jose Maria Jimenez. In other words, he practically can't get through the center because any Barcelona player is much closer to the ball. On the right wing, Rafinha was blocking the passing lane, Alejandro Valde was more of the same, Lewandowski was making things difficult, and there's only one way to do this effective pressing, and that's by traveling and working together with the ball. The more passes they make, the closer the Barcelona players are together. Thanks to Hansi Flick's team managing to get into the opposing half with the help of Pedri, the equalizer came. And here it's very important to stop and look at a tactic that I've been missing from Hansi Flick's team for quite some time. Let me explain how Alejandro Valde and Lamine Yamal were the players who created the width, since we already know that Rafinha would go inside. In this way, the ones occupying the half spaces, that is, the interior spaces, were Dani Olmo and the good Rafinha. In this way, these two players were going to be key in both the first and second goals. And this is because they were positioned precisely between the center back and the full back, between Nahuel Molina and Jose Maria Jimenez. But it also happened with Dani Olmo, who was positioned between Hanko and Lenglet. In this way, when the ball went to minimal, I normally saw Juris Kunda or I also saw Pedri, because when it went to minimal we normally saw the following. Hanko came through minimal and you may wonder why the good Nico Gonzalez or later Thiago Almada did not come. This wing player, did not come because Jun Kunda automatically made this movement to break away, and practically what happened was that he swept this marker away. In this way, Hanko, the left back, had to follow him, and now the player who was free was Dani Olmo in this indefensible space. You may also be wondering why Lenglet didn't go to help, and it's obvious. Lewandowski is pinning down the two central defenders, both Jimenez and Engles. In this way, here we have Atletico de Madrid's first weakness. Many times, Coke didn't get to the pressure or he spent more time covering Eric Garcia and the good Pedri. Therefore, here Barcelona created a numerical superiority thanks to the tactical intelligence of the good Dani Olmo.